What is the scariest example of medical negligence you've seen? 1. My son Garrett's tragic misdiagnosis. At 2 years old, Garrett began experiencing belly and back pain. The pediatrician dismissed it as attention-seeking behavior and advised harsh disciplinary measures. As Garrett's symptoms worsened, his liver visibly swollen and bruising around his eyes, he was misdiagnosed repeatedly. Despite my requests for a specialist and necessary tests, the doctor canceled all orders. By the time Garrett became paralyzed from the waist down, we rushed him to the ER. A tumor on his adrenal gland was discovered, and he was diagnosed with neuroblastoma, an extremely rare childhood cancer. Though he went into remission briefly, the cancer returned in his blood, bones, and eye sockets. Garrett passed away at 4 years old in my lap, surrounded by hospice. To this day, the grief of losing him remains unbearable. 2. Ignored pain revealed life-threatening hernia. At 6 months pregnant, I experienced excruciating abdominal pain, not related to my pregnancy. Despite my insistence, I was repeatedly sent to the maternity ward, where the baby checked out fine. Over 8 visits, I was dismissed as a med seeker, even though I declined medication each time to accurately describe my symptoms. During my 8th visit, a compassionate sonographer discovered an internal incision from gallbladder surgery had torn open, causing my intestines to bulge. Her discovery led to a surgeon finally addressing the hernia, saving my life. I delivered a healthy baby at 40 weeks, and life eventually returned to normal. 3. A 38-pound ovarian cyst ignored for years. At 16, I had a massive ovarian cyst removed after it grew undiagnosed for 5 years. It started at age 11, causing severe pain, dismissed by an urgent care nurse as IBS. My father, raising 2 daughters alone, trusted the diagnosis. It wasn't until a car accident years later that an ER nurse insisted on an ultrasound, thinking I was pregnant. The cyst, drained of 5 gallons of fluid, had to be removed along with 1 ovary. Doctors said it would have crushed my organs within a year. The accident unknowingly saved my life. 4. My mother's pain dismissed as just arthritis. My mother, a janitor, suffered worsening arm and back pain. Her university clinic doctor and staff ridiculed her concerns, prescribing NSAIDs and dismissing her as ill-aged and overly dramatic. After months of escalating pain that left her unable to turn her car's steering wheel, an urgent care visit revealed stage 4 multiple myeloma, an aggressive cancer that had spread throughout her bones. Despite enduring 5 stem cell transplants, she passed away, leaving a legacy of humor and resilience. Her premature death was a devastating example of systemic negligence and dismissiveness. 5. Medical negligence during leg amputation destroys patient's second leg. A lawyer I knew represented a woman who suffered horrifying negligence. After a skiing accident, her broken leg developed gangrene due to ignored complaints of pain. Amputation was required. During surgery, the surgeon let her healthy leg dangle off the side of the table, cutting off circulation. Hours later, her good leg was irreparably damaged and also had to be amputated. She won a 7-figure settlement, but the impact was life-altering and entirely preventable. 6. Lesions formed around a tampon doctors refused to remove. A friend couldn't remove a tampon and sought help from her doctor, who also failed to extract it but dismissed her concerns, saying it would come out on its own. Frustrated, I made her an emergency appointment with my doctor. He discovered lesions holding the tampon in place and successfully removed it. The first doctor's negligence in ignoring a potential toxic shock scenario was infuriating, but my friend didn't want to pursue it further. 7. An anesthetist prevents malpractice during knee surgery. While administering anesthesia for a Medicaid patient's knee replacement, I observed the surgeon's incompetence. He repaired the knee so poorly it bent outward at a 30-degree angle. When I realized he intended to close the surgery without correcting his mistake, I refused to wake the patient and threatened to involve the hospital director and chief of surgery.